why don't you introduce our guests here who will be joining us shortly?
Yeah, so this is actually an old friend of mine that I've actually never talked to. His name is DJ Keawekane, and he has his first Kickstarter up live right now called Exillion, Creed of the Knightenhawke issue 1. So he'll be on to talk about that and kind of reminisce and get to talk with me face to face for the first time in almost 20 years. So it's pretty cool.
That's crazy. It's kind of weird how the internet works and strange and mysterious ways in that way. You can know somebody for so long.
Yeah, we've got our guest in the wing, so we will bring him on. And we're happy to welcome DJ Keawekane. What's up, DJ?
Hello.
Sorry, guys. I got mixed up. I talked to you guys. My bad.
No worries. Yeah, it's always Tuesdays for us. 10 years of Tuesdays, man.
I wrote you guys on Wednesday slot. I'm sorry, that was my fault.
No worry. It's fine. Totally cool. We got all our show done, so now the rest of the time is all about you and your book, man. So first, this is the first time you and I have actually seen face to face and talked in like 18 years. So I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm late. I thought it was tomorrow.
No, don't even worry about it, man. It's cool. It's fine. We actually ended earlier than we normally do, so we got time.
You made perfect timing for it, honestly.
Yeah.
It was just perfect. Because sometimes when it's in the beginning, we feel like we have to like shove you off. So it's good that's at the end where it's just like, oh, you got all the time in the world to talk.
Oh, nice,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So just to give a little background, DJ and I go way, way back when we were both breaking into comics, really. We were working together on a few projects, did a pitch that I pitched to Image in some places, and DJ did the art for, and then we started working on a webcomic together. I think it was like 2009.
Yeah.
And it's where Lisa and I met. So, I credit DJ for Lisa, me meeting my wife, basically. So
it's a big interview.
So, yeah, absolutely. So welcome to the show, DJ. Glad to have you, man. So
thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
So my name is DJ Keawekane, artist and writer and creator from Waimea Hawaii. Been doing this, like Brant said, for 18 years. I don't know what else. I'm just.
No, it's cool, man.
Excited to be here, I guess. And then
yeah.
So you're doing your first Kickstarter, I hear. I mean, that's a big feat. Me and Brant are no strangers to Kickstarter, so we know how it feels. So what's your thought process right now? How far are you in your? Well, I guess we'll find out. Why did you choose Kickstarter, and what are the things you've learned as you've been doing this Kickstarter?
Well, I mean, Kickstarter was like the natural progression. It seems that would be the best way to go. I mean, I was trying to do this like 2 years ago, but it just took me forever to just break away from art mode and get into like promotion and clipping video. Like all of that stuff just took me just forever, just because I was so used to just drawing the comics, and I'm like the worst at computer stuff, so that's why
Kickstarter, when you're getting into it for the first time, it's a big deal. You gotta it's a big learning curve in trying to get everything right and everything. So the book looks amazing, by the way. It's called Exillion, Creed of the Knightenhawke, issue 1. And I know you've been working on this book for a long time, and it's this has been kind of your passion project. Right. Yeah, tell us a little bit about Exillion.
So Exillion, okay, so it was kind of good. I just got off the podcast went out of show, and then sorry for forgetting this one, but anyway, so
no worries.
So I was the kid that was always drawing in class. I was always getting in trouble because when the teacher would look, it looks like I'm doing my homework or my schoolwork, but I'm not. I'm actually just drawing on the back of the worksheet that she gave us. And then so when she actually looks down and looks good at what I'm doing, she realizes I'm drawing on the back of the sheet, and I didn't even finish the schoolwork, and so I would get in trouble for that. And so I always loved drawing. And then when I graduated, I went to college, and then I asked the teacher, how do I get into like Marvel Comics, because I love Marvel Comics. And my teacher said, you got to move to New York City. So I was like, okay, forget about that. So I just forgot about that. And so I just went on with life and all of that. And then, but in 2002, I got into a car accident, broke my back in 3 places. And then when I was in recovery, my mom gave me my sketchbook from high school, and she said, "Here, son, draw." And so when I opened up my sketchbook and I started looking at all the drawings again, I started falling in love with drawing and all of that. And so I had the chance to kind of pivot in life and say, maybe I should just start drawing again. And then so I started, designing all of the characters and like the beginnings of what would become what is now Exillion. So that kind of shifted everything. And then from that time, that's when we met in like 2000, I think it was 3 or 4.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I found the internet, and then I found, digital webbing, and then we started hooking up, and we started in that whole long journey that we was on. And I knew you've been doing Kickstarter for a while. It took me this long just to get to this point. But yeah, so Exillion is my baby. It's like a sword and sorcery fantasy comic. So if you like, D&D, Warcraft, the sword and sorcery fantasy, if you like that stuff, and then my art style is real like 90s, X-Men, whatever you want to call it, battle chasers and Telos, and you know what I mean, the cross-gen stuff. I took my cues off of that, and so took me this long to get here. I actually been selling this comic here in Hawaii at conventions over here, and I got actually 5 issues done.
Nice.
But then I'm just trying to grow the audience and just trying to branch out and establish trust with everybody. So I'm just giving, issue 1 like new covers, new variant covers, and then establish trust with and build up the audience and just build that way.
Absolutely.
Printing of issue 1 right here.
Oh, nice, beautiful. Let me show that again. There we go. Very cool.
You can get this at the campaign too.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, the book looks great, man. And I've always been a fan of your art. We've like I said, we worked together on some stuff before, and it just I'm a big sword and sorcery fan too, as you know. So this is exciting to me, and congratulations, because you're already funded, and you still got 2 weeks to go. So that's awesome. Your first Kickstarter already funded. Big accomplishment. Yeah, you funded early too, right? Like it was the first week.
Yeah. I wish I put the goal up higher, because I was like, that took all the wind out of my sails.
Yeah, but now it can go anywhere, right? So just keep growing that. Yeah, so that's awesome. So man, this is really cool. I'm really happy for you that you're spreading your wings, man, getting it out there for more people to see and get familiar with your work. Because like I said, I've been a big fan of it, and I know a lot of people out there will be as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what was I gonna say? Sorry, I blanked out. Anyways, you and Lisa you guys did a bunch of Kickstarters, yeah?
Yeah. Our first one was in 2017, and we just kind of built on it from there. I don't even know like how many we've done at this point.
Wow. You had a pretty big one, about a month ago.
Yeah, I think it wrapped in May. Lisa's book Bloom Pretty. We were fortunate enough to do 40K on that one, so that was like our biggest success yet. So we've got one. Yeah, we've got one live right now called Curiouser. That's it's doing pretty well too. It's not quite funded, but we're getting there. But we've been in the Kickstarter game for a bit, and credit to the Comics Launch course, which you're a part of now as well. Kind of got us our start. Yeah. A lot of good people there.
Yeah, that was why it took me 2 years. I was just trying to ingest all of that information, and I was like,
it's a lot of information.
Yeah, just got to dive in.
It works.
We kind of did it backwards. Like we were setting up our launch, and then we were like, let's jump into this course and get some help, because we don't know what we're doing. And it's like our launch was in like 2 weeks, and we were like, okay, let's just absorb all this. And fortunately, we got enough information to fund. at least. But yeah, we've definitely grown and learned more about the game since then, and I know you will too. As you do more of these, it starts to become second nature to you. So, but you're off to a great start, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. I was so nervous before I hit the launch button. I was like, I
Yeah.
overthought everything. I
Of course.
everything, and I just, I built this big monster up, and I was afraid. Like, honestly, I was just so nervous and afraid, and I was like, oh god, I don't want to do this. And then I was like, oh.
Well, the first is definitely the hardest, and then after that, you learn the tricks of the trade, and you learn.
Yeah.
So you get better at it.
You always wonder, like, are people actually going to like this? Are they going to back this? Am I going to find
Someone's going to back
all
it.
these questions? Yeah.
I've never seen a Kickstarter that had 0 backers. So.
Yeah. But yeah.
Cool. I feel bad. I mean, I love the people that back. They already bought issue 1. Like, you know what I mean?
Nice.
Like,
yeah.
Because I've been selling this over here, right? And so
right.
my family and friends are all here, and so they all bought them because they all supported me before. And I'm trying to get it onto this new thing, but we know from the comics launch that whole opening day and all of that, trying to get them, and so they backed again, and this is like the 3rd time I'm actually launching this thing. Just moving them, but this is my baby, so I gotta,
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, like I said, though, sky's the limit from here. So I'm just excited for you, man. I'm going to keep talking about this. I'm happy for you, and I wish all the success in the world for you and for Exillion, because I've seen this at different stages over the years, and I've seen like since the first character sketches and all that stuff, and it's like, man, I can't wait for the book, and now I get the chance to read. You were kind enough to send us a PDF, which I read. I didn't get to read the whole issue before the show, but I read a good portion of it, and I really enjoyed it. It's right up my alley. Like I said, I love all that kind of stuff, fantasy and everything. That's kind of my jam. So all into it, man. Yeah, good story. I can't wait to finish it. Yeah, so. You mentioned you're a Marvel Comics fan. You fit right in here because that's us. We're all Marvel people. Yeah. What's your favorite series right now?
Well, right now I'm not actually reading.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not actually reading it. I've just been so busy. I haven't read comics like lately. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I just read whatever I back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. So okay. So what's your favorite Marvel character then? We'll do that.
I'm an X-Men guy. X-Men. That's my jam. You know what I mean?
So. Well, you get back into X-Men. They got a lot going on right now. So.
Oh man, it's crazy in the X-Men world. Yeah,
okay.
They can't die right now.
I have a hard time going back into the store and figuring out how it works. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I'm old. You know what I mean? I'm old. I used to be Wednesday Warrior, and we'd come in and this is your new comics, and now it's like, what is? Like, I just cannot follow them, and it's like I don't have that much money. I mean, I can't spend all.
Oh yeah, right.
So I was just like, I'll just wait for the thing come on in trade.
Yeah, no, trade and wait is probably your better bet than having to get the floppies sometimes, especially if you're jumping in again.
But I'm a floppies guy. You know what I mean? Like but I'm also an art guy. You know what I mean? So I'll follow the artist. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'll follow the artist, and I was like, oh, that looks good. I'll jump on that, and then I'll go hound those issues down. You know what I mean? And I'd rather have the single issues for some reason. You know what I mean? That's just
I mean, we do a weekly comic show. Obviously, we buy our fair share of floppies too, man. I understand it. It's just that that, like Kat said, that old school mentality is just that's what we're into, and that's what we're into. Man, I was going to ask you. I was going to say you can't call yourself old because we're the same age, man. So don't make me feel old.
Don't worry, I can call you guys old then.
I think we have the same birthday, actually, right? Same birthday, same year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But I mean, my kids and my wife call me old all the time, so I'm just used to it.
Oh, Lisa calls me old too because she's younger than me. So. She's like 6 years younger than me, so she can call me old. Yeah. Man, we're gonna have to do this again. sometime when you got to get the next issue out, maybe.
Yeah, you got to get that
and
Kickstarter going soon. How many issues do you have done? I mean, because you've been
5,
working
I
on it
think
for
you
so
said,
long.
right?
5?
We're working on 6 right now.
So you have
Nice.
time to launch that issue 2. You go right into it.
Yeah.
That's a good game plan. Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep
So,
going. Yeah.
do you see this as ongoing, or is it like you got an ending in mind?
I have an ending. I have an ending after 6, but if like if the audience is there, I can keep going.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. It'll end nicely at 6, but if the audience is like game, I can just keep pumping them on. I mean, they're gonna have to wait for me and all of that, but
Right. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, anything else you want to talk about? Anything you want to plug or anything else?
Oh, we do have a question from the audience.
Oh,
T.
cool.
Jones asks, "Where did the name Exillion
Oh, that's a
come
good
from?"
question.
Oh, sheesh, that's a good question. Where did it come from? I was thinking
Just like the sound of it.
Yeah, I like the sound of it. That's exactly what it is. I the Tolkien, like it sounds, so you just I went, oh man, you remember the name generators we used to run?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I spent so many hours on those name generators for those fantasy stuff, you know what I mean? And I would have like one notepad and just write all these names down and just like, oh, this sounds cool, and just scratch out this and then just jumble all these names together. So if you actually pick up my series Exillion, you can see all of these crazy names that is like, oh, okay, that sounds, but some of it might sound derivative, or some is, it'll sound fresh because it's just all from those names.
You can definitely tell like influences. Like there's a little Lord of the Rings here, there's a little D&D there. Yeah, you get that, but it's definitely its own story. Your capital is like Galandor, I think.
Yeah,
is what it's called. Yeah, so it's cool names like that. So if you're in that fantasy stuff, and all those crazy names, you'll love this. So very creative.
Yeah, and plus too, it was like Deadpool is out and Death whatever is out, and Black. All the names have been taken. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Breaking apart these names and shoving them together. You know what I mean? So it's like whatever name you would try Google, it would pop up, and somebody already took the name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other question, and you touched upon when you started it, but how did you come up with the concept? That's from Tevia.
The concept was actually, oh man, this is the don't do this, kids. But anyway, so when I got when I was working on them, it was actually gonna be kind of like steampunk, fantasy, technological, like just mashed all together into all of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I don't want to draw that.
Oh
man, I don't want to draw that. Oh, I think let's just keep it fantasy, like, you know what I mean? Because it's like at the time I wasn't that good at drawing everything, so I was like, oh, maybe let's just keep it in the fantasy realm, so I can draw castles and mountains and trees, you know what I mean? So I was like,
yeah,
I don't want to draw I don't want to take like 2 days ruling out perspective lines, you know what I mean? I don't want that to bog me down. I could draw castles and I could draw horses and that stuff, and that's fine. And it should be it should be fun and not like labor intensive. Like, I don't know if you guys draw comics, but when you draw comics, especially like Marvel,
we wish we could.
Yeah, do that. Then you got to rule out all those lines and all of that.
Yeah.
Ever, and you got to reference, and oh god, that's just a whole. I just never wanted to do that, so I was like, okay, the sci-fi is out, you know what I mean, the planet stuff is out. I don't know how to draw tech and all of that stuff, so all of that is out. So yeah, that's where came out deductive.
That's funny. It's weird because like Lisa hates coloring like tech stuff.
Oh.
So she's like, if it's like, she doesn't love superheroes either. So like if it's superhero or if it's like got a lot of tech stuff, and she used to flat Iron Man and she hated every second of it just because of all the stuff you gotta pull out of that, all the little pieces and everything. So,
well, Iron Man's just green and yellow.
It was like, I forget who was it, the artist on it, but it was like super detailed, the pages that she was working on at the time. Yeah. It was like all kinds of shrapnel and all kind. It was War Machine and stuff like that. So
I would love to do that. I mean, but
yeah,
I would love to get paid to do that. Not
not for free.
Like when you get paid to do something, it's like, yeah, I'll do that. When you got to do them on your own, it's like, well, maybe not.
Yeah. So if you guys have ever heard of the webcomic Spy 16, that's what we did together for years. Nice. It was like, I think we did 4 issues of it. Started off as a Zuda competition, and we transitioned the writer Tim Simmons and Lisa and myself and DJ. And we've talked about reviving it at some point. So keep your eyes on that, because Lisa and I have been talking about it again, that we're going to talk to you and Tim about it sometime soon. We got some ideas, man. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I know I got this, and the script is so good, but he put this. But Tim put them in like what was it? What was that place? Not China.
I don't remember.
It was
It's been a while since I looked at it. Yeah.
And I was like, I can't draw that. I can't draw that place. What's that place? I want to say. Anyways, yeah, he had the locations, and I was like, oh man, I'm so bad with actual locations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I remember he put the Eiffel Tower on like the last issue of Spy 16, and I was like,
yeah,
the Eiffel Tower is going to just blacked out.
Right. Oh, no. Didn't we touch like the Manhattan Project and stuff like that? I don't remember.
Right. Yeah. It's been a while. Yeah, that stuff. Yeah, so that's a stretch. I mean, but I got to draw Tesla. That was cool.
Yeah. It was a fun book to work on, and it was like really collaborative. Yeah.
I wish we could keep doing, but I was just I started a different job, and I just couldn't keep up. Like just
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, we were all 4 of us were going off in different directions at that time, so it was fine. I think we wrapped it up nicely, and but we'll definitely revisit that. So we'll talk about that. But right now, the focus is on Exillion, which is live for 15 more days on Kickstarter. Go check it out. There'll be a link in the show notes once this is post live, and So thank you, DJ, for being on the show, man. We got to chat more. Yeah, we'll definitely have you on again, and you and I will chat obviously off air later on. So cool. But for everybody else, thank you for joining this episode of Comic Book Weekly. We appreciate you as always. DJ, any links where people can follow your work?
First Watch Studios on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And then Facebook has an Exillion page, and or just my name, DJ Keawekane, on Instagram and Twitter, and that's it.
Awesome, very cool. I'll post the Twitter because that's the one I found first. All right, so thank you again, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, DJ, for being on the show, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single episode of this show. Hit that bell so you get all the notifications. Give us a like because it does help us, and follow us on social media at Comic Frontline across Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course here on YouTube. And next week, hopefully, Mike will be back with us and for a brand new episode. So until then, take care.